So we finally got more information about the Roots of War gameplay mode, which is the 30v30 Alliance Battlegrounds mode, which I'm super excited for, and I know you guys are as well, plus some more information about the future of Call of Dragons. So stick around in this video as we dive into the video that was posted by the official Call of Dragons YouTube channel to see how the gameplay is going to be like and what can we expect in the future of the game going into later on patches. What is up, guys? MEOWER here, back with a brand new Call of Dragons video. So we got some more information about how the gameplay is going to be like for the 30v30 Alliance Battlegrounds, courtesy of the official game of the official Call of Dragons YouTube channel, along with the video hosted by community managers Rusty Leo and Asia Chester. So we're gonna head and watch the video and see what the whole hype is all about.
Hey Lord,
Before we get started in the video, if you like content like this, be sure to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, and let's get started.
it's Asa here, and I'm joined by Leo, Community Manager for Call of Dragons. Today, we got some amazing updates to share with you, so get ready to dive into the latest additions into Mars.
So we've got a lot to unpack in this video. First, we have the brand new game mode, Roots of War. It's an intense 30 versus 30 team battle where you will fight for control of the life zone.
Okay, so it seems like the entire gameplay of Roots of War is going to be revolving around the Life Stone, which is pretty much the same idea of the Ark of Osiris, where you fight for the Ark to gain the highest amount of points, and we'll see that shortly in the video as the video progresses. That is a very beautiful cinematic. Cars fighting the dragon, and the orcs are rallying under the dragon. Interesting.
Roots of War takes place in a battlefield unlike anything you've seen before in Mars. Diverse terrain and the fog of war will shape your team's strategy, and you can use it to your advantage.
Now let's break it down a bit further. In order to participate in this event, your alliance has to be at least the top 20 rankings in your server.
So this is gonna be probably the first rule, is that you're gonna have to be ranked in the top top 20 alliances of your server, which should be pretty simple, assuming I don't think there's any server that supports 20 alliances, 20 active alliances anyways. So I think you're gonna be very safe in that regard.
Plus, your alliance needs to have at least 10 alliances.
Okay, so 10 alliance towers, meaning your alliance needs to be at least remotely active and has some towers or territory active, which is pretty simple. Like 10 alliance towers is pretty easy to get anyways.
Towers in order to qualify for registration. During registration, alliance leaders and officers.
Oh, so this is gonna be the new UI. So I'm guessing this Dragon Trail icon is gonna be replaced with the campaign, and you can access Roots of War or Dragon Trail from it. Interesting.
Officers can nominate up to 30 combatants and 10 substitutes.
Okay, so we got a view of the rules so far. So like Leo said, to qualify for registration, your alliance must be in the top 20 in your server's alliance ranking power, and you must have at least 10 alliance towers. By the time registration opens, all alliance leaders and officers can register through the event page. After registration opens, players can only take part in Roots of War through their current alliance. You cannot take part in the same round of Roots of War if you move to a new alliance. So it's kind of player limited, meaning you can't just go around hopping alliances to join. I guess it's pretty much the same idea as Rock, pretty much. So when you're registered, your alliance team is locked, you cannot be changed, and players who cannot join alliance opens up cannot join their alliance team or receive rewards. Okay, so you can't really hop from alliance to guarantee more rewards for yourself, which is a pretty good mechanic early on to introduce. I know this was a problem in the early days of Ark of Osiris, back in Rise of Kingdom days. I know I referenced Rock a lot, but because they're pretty much the same developers, everything is heavily inspired from Rock, and well, the Roots of War is pretty much a copy paste with some core changes from Ark of Osiris, which I think Roots of War is gonna be a much better experience than Ark of Osiris. Anyways, let's keep going.
For your team roster. Make sure you're a member of an alliance before the registration. 10 substitutes for your team roster. Make sure you're a member of.
Okay, so there's a player management section. So your alliance leaders and officers can nominate up to 30 combatants and 10 substitutes for the team roster. So pretty much a total of 40 players. Eligible players must have joined the alliance for the start of the registration and must be at least City Hall 16. That's nice, pretty average. So you're going to see at least T3 at minimum.
And lines before.
So this is going to be the new UI, and I see a little anniversary event. Ho ho ho! Farlight Games, you're teasing us with these new events. I know there was some sort of anniversary event that's going to happen. I think it's due to the year of Call of Dragons, which should be coming mid September, along with the two new cavalry commanders and the war pets. Wink, wink, wink. And the quiz quest and the alliance calendar as well. So this is going to be the new UI for this section of this. I think it's going to be, I think this one looks much more beautiful. Like compare those two to each other and already looks far more amazing anyways. So that's really nice. It's very sweet.
For the registration date and have reached the minimum city level of 16.
How frequent is the event, you might wonder? Well, the battlefield opens every 2 weeks. But remember that the event is going into its testing phase and some adjustments and fine-tuning might occur in the future updates. When you enter the battle, you'll be teleported.
Okay, so before we start watching the footage, it seems like the gameplay is going to be bi-weekly. So twice a month, you're going to be able to participate in this, which is pretty nice. This is, of course, the testing server for the game. Um, but yeah, let's keep
To a
going.
completely new map divided into 2 teams. Lucius for
Okay, so this is what the map looks like, which looks pretty nice, looks pretty simple. But again, some of the terrains, if you notice, is filled with bridges and such. So this game mode is gonna be all about bridge control. So infantry's value in this mode is gonna be really strong because stronger infantry especially, are gonna have to be able to tank through the bridge that's gonna be bombarded by a ton of mage marches and archer marches. So you better start leveling up your infantry from now. I'm calling it from now. Infantry and flying units are gonna be extremely valuable in this mode. Anyway, teams. In Roots of Wars, teams are locked into fierce battle, taking up roles as followers of either Queen Lucia or High Lord Yane. I think that's how it's pronounced. Of course, you guys know I'm horrible with pronunciation. Lucia, of course, is a reference to Lucia's horn, the gathering artifact. Where is it? This one. And everything does tie into the lore of Call of Dragons, which is always pretty nice, having stuff tied to the lore.
forces represented by the blue color and Yain's forces fighting under the golden color. But before entering the battlefield,
So we saw this clip in yesterday's video. We can see that everything is pretty much going as predicted. There's going to be a lot of bridge fighting, and people are going to be clustering up.
it's crucial to recall all your legions and make sure you are not in a war frenzy state.
Your goal is to reach highest amount of points for your alliance. The team with the highest alliance points at the end of the match will win. Once the battle starts, it's divided into 2 phases, the preparation phase and battle phase. During the preparation phase,
The preparation phase, I believe, was 3 minutes, and the battle phase is, I think it was an hour or maybe less. I think it was an hour. At least that was what I was told. But I do believe it's going to be 1 hour of pure fun and fighting nonstop. But
you have
we'll see if an hour is too much or not.
3 minutes to strategize and set a.
I assume Outpost has something related to vision, the same way Outposts function in the map of Damaris. Let's see if I can find an Outpost, but I don't think they're there in the regular. In the new S1 Plus map. No, I can't find any Outposts. I can't be bothered to keep looking. Anyway.
Alliance markers. This is where you lay the groundwork for victory.
Remember that the combat rules remain the same as the main game. However, with the battle sync active, your hero and artifact levels are upgraded to their maximum level and you can make changes to the hero talents.
So they're gonna be, before we start seeing the talents, they're gonna be adding a new mechanic called battle sync. So battle sync pretty much means that you're gonna have your commanders and your artifacts immediately at level 60, but this will not affect their skills. So if you have a commander that is their skills are stars, for example, this syndrome in the Roots of War, his skill is level 3 and he's only 1 star, he's gonna be level 60, but his skill is gonna remain level 3 and he's still gonna remain 1 star. The same applies for the skills and the stars of the artifacts. So, for example, this Heart of Kamisai is going to be level 60 and it's going to be providing me the level 60 buffs, but it's not going to have 6 stars or a level 5 boost. So, do keep that in mind.
5 presets available on the talent page. Important and manual presets must be configured before the campaign begins.
Wow, I wish I had a talent tree like that. That looks extremely OP.
After they have been configured, you can switch between them freely. Remember that BattleSync does not change heroes and artifact star ratings or skill levels, and changes made to the talents only apply within the event. Policies and season reset
Okay, so we can see what impacts it. So there is personal buffs and temporary buffs. Ruin buffs are not going to be active, and Alliance technology are not going to be active. That is super nice. So it's mostly going to be personal account progress, as we can see from the technology, honorary membership, aka VIP, the faction buff, alliance titles, building, city theme, item. I don't know what they mean by item because the items were all removed from the game. So maybe they're going to be introducing a new type of item? Who knows?
buffs do not apply to this event, as well as room
Okay, so everything related on the map, pretty much outside your city, is not going to impact you in any shape or form.
buffs. However, buffs from tech, faction,
Okay, so there's going to be a changes to healing. When Battle Sync is active, you can only use elixir that is allocated to you during the campaign to heal your legions. As season progresses, the amount of healing.
and title
Ooh, what's this? I see
not
a
apply to this
season
event, as
2.
well as room buffs. However, buffs from tech,
So this pretty much confirms that season 1 plus is not the official season 2 because there will be the official season 2, which is coming pretty soon.
faction, title, building, city theme, and item.
So the Legion capacity increase is going to be different. So your Legion, personally, I'm an S1 plus, so I'm going to be having an extra 87,500 troops on my Legion capacity per march that I send out from my city.
Items are still active during the battle.
Now let's talk about the key elements and buildings on the map. When the battle phase kicks off, that's when the real action begins. You'll score personal points
So there's going to be a personal point and an alliance point, pretty much, which is pretty standard. Pretty standard.
by defeating enemy units, occupying buildings, gathering Luminbright pools, score points for both you and your alliance.
But the key element here is delivering Lifestone to one of your buildings or neutral buildings, which grants a massive number of points to your alliance. There are 3 of
Okay, so there are 3 types of structures, I believe. So in Roots of War, there are 3 lifestone pedestals placed across the path. Periodically, lifestone will appear at one of the pedestals, and both teams will fight to deliver it, to obtain it. So pretty much once you obtain it and you deliver it back to your city or any of the structures that you own, you're gonna be granted a big amount of boosts. And I assume there's going to be something related to elixir production and something related to directly buffing your troops in one way or another.
Lifestone pedestals scattered across the battlefield. Periodically, Lifestone will appear at one of the Lifestone pedestals, and both teams must fight to obtain it. It's a race against time to secure it and gain the upper hand.
And remember, delivering Lifestone to neutral locations or buildings not only grants you points, but also allows your team to summon behemoths to squash your opponents.
Buildings play an
Summon Behemoth. What? That's going to be interesting.
important role too, occupying various structures like the Hall of Power, the Outpost.
So there's going to be a Hall of Power, which grants your alliance a large amount of points. So there's going to be 4 of them here, and these little buildings are going to be the lifestyle pedestals.
The Tree of Healing.
So there's going to be outposts as well that just provide vision, because you got to keep in mind there will be a fog of war during this event. So when you collect one of those outposts, is going to give you probably some really good vision around key strategic areas.
The Tree of Courage.
There is the Tree of
Find
Healing as
various
well.
structures like the Hall of Power, the Outpost, the Tree of Healing, the Tree of.
So the Tree of Healing, I assume, has direct. Yep, there it is. increases the elixir production speed and Legion HP for all members.
Courage
Nice.
and
So there's the Tree of Courage as well. Occupy the Tree of Courage to increase attack and defense of all member.
the Hall of
That's nice
Nature
as well.
grants points and unique benefits to your team. So choose your targets wisely. Golden Bright pools. These pools are
So there's gonna be also the normal stuff that you can just gather using gathering commanders, I assume.
vital
Very nice.
resource for your team. Deploy your
So there are the other rules that show how much point everything shows, and you gain how much points per kills and whatnot. That's very nice. Gathering pretty much guarantees you X amount of points. First occupation, of course, and the ongoing occupation will give you good stuff.
legions together from these pools and earn valuable points. Just remember, your legions must return to camp for the points to be added to your score.
And don't overlook the Druid Hut. This is where your severely wounded units are being healed. You can also use elixir healing to heal your troops as well. The speed of elixir production is determined by the number of
20% elixir production. That is super nice. Very nice.
trees of healing your alliance
I assume you can just park your troops here to heal them. I think that's what I understood. The
occupies.
true healing.
So, ensure you have a strong presence and support your troops in their time of need. Rewards in this
So there's gonna be rewards for winning and losing. I assume if it goes by the normal logic for the game, getting rank the highest 10,000 plus personal score, which should be pretty attainable for almost everyone, really. I mean, I have see no reason why people won't be able to get that, assuming you can just gather your way to it. It's pretty much going to be half and max, which is pretty nice, actually. So if you lose, you're still getting 5 heads, and if you win, you're getting 10 tokens. So overall, it's a win-win. The ability to get 20 tokens every single month, assuming you win, or 10 tokens every single month, assuming you lose, it's going to be amazing.
events are based on personal point scores and whether the team won or lost
And the Alliance reward themselves seem pretty underwhelming. Huh.
the match. Roots of War is all about strategy, coordination, and teamwork. Gather resources, capture buildings, deliver the life zone. Take advantage of these, and you will succeed.
I highly agree with that, Leo. So there's a new mode called Celestial Battlegrounds that's coming out as well. It's something a bit like Trial of Light, only more advanced.
On top of that, the new event Celestial Battlegrounds is coming to Call of Dragons. So challengers must deploy legions
So there's gonna be 3 main rules. Stages with increasing difficulty, Celestials will heal your troops
to defeat all enemies across 10 stages
for after forces after you reach certain stages, and choose battleground
with
effects
increasing
that suits your
difficulty.
strategy. That's gonna be
When
interesting.
is that, you might wonder? Well, you can check it through the event calendar.
That's right. As you requested, we are putting in an event calendar.
So there's finally gonna be the event calendar, which looks smooth. Looks really nice, along with some Kella emojis here and here.
In this update, so you can plan your gaming schedule accordingly.
Okay, looks very nice, very nice. Of
And
course,
here's a special
this is the content creator program advertisement. I am a part of the content creator. I was a bit lucky on that. It's mainly thanks to you guys for watching and supporting. I do want to just flat out say it. Us content creators do not get any in-game stuff, so to keep that in mind.
call to our talented and creative players. If you want to check out the
Our Discord
The
channel
link, of course, is in the description here from the creator zone. I will also leave a link to this video in the description of this of the video when it's uploaded. So be sure to check it out for yourself in case I missed any detail, which I hope I didn't.
exclusive sneak peeks and update previews and monetary compensation. So make sure to check it out in the link below.
Alliance
So, of course, this is also related to the patch that is coming out tomorrow at pretty soon. So there's going to be a lot of changes to the game. Of course, there's going to be changes to the recruitment system. There's going to be changes to a lot of stuff.
leaders and officers can now share Alliance recruitment information to the chat. Once you've polished up your Alliance recruitment information, you can share it with these across different channels, which means other players have more opportunities to learn about your Alliance and join your ranks.
Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty smooth as well. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Is that 2 million gems? Wow. 2 million gems with the Leia pop-up, bro.
We've
Yeah.
also
Test
introduced alliance
servers,
logs.
man. Test
These will
servers.
provide valuable information about major events, membership changes, and battles. If an alliance member has been offline for more than 3 days, leaders and
Ooh,
officers
so they're adding more tools for officers to be able to track their members. So they introduced the ranking system and seeing how much players gain power over every single day to track activity, plus showing whether if they're logging in or not is even better.
will receive a notice through the in-game mail. It's a helpful tool to ensure everyone is active and engaged in the
Call of
game.
Dragons, Call of wait,
In-game
what?
mail.
What was
It's
the
a
name?
helpful tool to ensure everyone is active and engaged in the game.
Call of Subscribe.
Starting with Season 1 Plus Stars Reignited, we're introducing a new rule. So for the first 48 hours, players cannot attack each other. So that includes PvP, attacking resource points, attacking cities, and destroy buildings. As for other adjustments,
So PvP is pretty much going to be disabled in the first 48 hours of you starting a new season, which is pretty nice, I guess.
you can now see the locations and levels of all villages by selecting the Alliance tab on the left-hand side of the world map.
One of the last things we have added is a reset feature for policies. During the season, you can now reset your policies and refund prestige. This feature has a 30-day cooldown.
And let us know about your overall season experience.
Resetting policies in the middle of a season, I think, is pretty nice, assuming the reset is 100% of your prestige. It's of course it's much better than having to resurge with 30-day cooldown. That is so much better. But if you're doing your policies correctly the first time, I don't see any reason whatsoever for you to reset unless they randomly decide in the middle of the season to buff a policy that much that you desperately need it and you don't have the prestige for it, so you're gonna have to reset for it and just drop some gems to rush it, pretty much.
Call of Dragons. If you have any feedback or suggestions, let us know in the comments below.
So of course this is the
We also
brand new legendary artifact GoldCrest.
have the new legendary marksman artifact called the GoldCrest. It will be available in the event Forge of Light and Riches of the Forest event. The GoldCrest has a 15% increase in march.
There is a common misconception that's being posted around. This is during test version. So as you can see in the top right, there is test recording details subject to official update. This official stats of it has been revealed. It is actually 2,800, and Leo will say it in a little bit.
Speed, 2,800 base damage, and with
Exactly.
Fragor in the field, the GoldCrest will have an extra 900 damage factor and 3 seconds immobilization when the skill is deployed. That's all for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let us know what you think of this update in the comments below.
And make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. And see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Anything sneaky?
Now let's talk about the real election.
Just some bloopers.
The real election. Now let's talk about.
Yeah. I'm super hyped up for this patch, guys, and I hope you guys are as well. So my final thoughts on this upcoming patch, I think is going to be amazing, and it's looking like a real upwards trend again for Call of Dragons, because last patch I know a lot of people are not that happy with some of the key changes that were there, but the ability to go back and be able to spend your gold heads, for example, the season 2 tokens are going to be able to work on season 1 commanders as well, but they're not going to be able to work on season 3 commanders. So pretty much going forward, it seems like the season, if for example they release season 3 commanders, season 3 gold heads, the season 3 gold heads will work on season 3, season 2, season 1, but it will not work on season 4 if there's a season 4, etc., etc., etc. Of course, you get now find out the point. But yeah, I hope you are just excited as I am. You can see it from the tone of my voice and the hype. I'm trying to contain myself a little bit for the video, try to keep it down, keep it cool. But yeah. And of course, if you like content like this, please be sure to drop a like, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow!